Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another episode of Geek Dhaba. Now, in today's episode, we're going to do something a little special. Back in November 2021, we had a Cosplay Fest 2021 happen, and we had three winners take from that competition. So today and hopefully next week, we will be interviewing two of those winners, the third place winner and the first place winner of the competition. We're going to be asking them about their cosplay lifestyle and their career as cosplayers back in the past, from 2015, 2014, even before then onwards, and talking about what their future plans will be. So, yeah, let's open up the dhaba. And we are back. In this particular episode, we're going to be interviewing Touseef, who was the third place winner of Cosplayfest 2021. He cosplayed Trevor Belmont and he became third place. So, what we're going to be doing here is that, out of respect to Touseef and upon his request, we will not be using any pictures revolving him, or we're not going to be using any video when talking to him. We're going to be purely audio with him. So, it's best to respect his decision, and I totally agree with it as well. So first of all, Tazib, introduce yourself and tell us about your cosplay career so far.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Touseef Ahmed. I cosplayed as Trevor Belmont at Cosplayfest 2021. I used to make small props or even small little projects back when I was a kid. For schools, I used to make these miniature dioramas or small scale buildings and whatnot for school. And once I started getting into the cosplay community, my first con was back in 2019, which was TwinCon. I did do a cosplay for an original character. His name was Resonance. It was kind of like an original character I wanted to make back then. I gave my original design. It was just a mask. I gave to Wasif, the cosmaker, to make a mask for me. So I liked it. I went to the con, had a good time, made some friends. Later on, I just kind of wanted to do a better cosplay, but I was always afraid of the cost it would take and whatnot. So my second cosplay was Grunkle Stan from Red Falls. I figured it would be cheap since I already have a suit and other things ready, so I just have to make the hat and something else. So after that, eventually I was thinking about going a bit more ambitious and wanting to really just go at it. I did work with aerofoam before Trevor. I made a small tiara, kind of like the mask for the firekeeper, and after that I made a custom face mask from How to Train Your Dragon 2. So that was also kind of like my second project, and after that I went to making swords for a friend of mine. One from the Witcher series and another for Lady Maria from Bloodborne DLC, from the Bloodborne old Hunter DLC. Those two were kind of like ambitious. Those swords took quite a while, but I like the final result that came out. Could have been better, but still, I do think it was nice. So for Trevor, I actually took quite a while to make Trevor after COVID hit. I actually wanted to make this cosplay back when AnimeCon was supposed to start from Daniel Farouk. When Daniel Farouk, I think before COVID, like back in 2020, start of 2020, before COVID hit, I was hoping to make his cosplay by then. That back then it was also pretty difficult to make it, since his chain was at quite a deadline. I don't think I would have completed him By then, I definitely don't think Trevor would have been complete back then, but now I guess it's at least complete. Yeah. So I kind of left his cosplay. I made the chain, completed the chain back then for his whip. The chain was kind of like a complicated process. It was tedious. It was quite tedious. It was kind of when I actually got the first few blocks down. I actually was pretty easy. It wasn't that much difficult to do, but it was tedious, extremely tedious to make. So eventually, when I completed it, it was quite great. But and once Cosplayfest announced they were gonna do a con, I immediately went to start making my cosplay. It took me a hell of a time to first make the 3D print and everything, and in the end, it was like really. It took me everything just to make this in time. And so far, I think it was great. My general passion is just that I like to make stuff, and making those props or anything is kind of cool. And cosplaying was just cosplaying, and using those props just made it fun. And generally, I think the most fun part about cosplays is like when all of your hard work is done, and you actually wear that cosplay, and everybody just starts to appreciate your hard work, and not that's and starts to take pictures with you. That's the best part. I think that's the most entertaining part of the business, the hobby. I think that's the best part and most heartwarming part of the hobby that kind of keeps me going.
Thank you for that. What criteria do you choose the characters for your cosplays? Is it more towards how meaningful the character is to you, or is it more towards how complex or easy the character's cosplay is to make?
Well, for me, this it's kind of like mood. I think it's kind of like how that character makes. I think it would look cool if I cosplayed like it. Like if it was something like a character was deep impacting to me, heck, I would actually just cosplay as Naruto. But I don't think I would ever cosplay as Naruto. I definitely won't ever cosplay as Naruto. And Guts, even another character which I'm really like is Guts or any almost JoJo characters. I doubt I would cosplay that many JoJo characters. Maybe one character at most. Or I'm not even sure if I'll ever go for Guts. I might. Well, it is a bit planned for that, but I don't think I'm gonna cosplay as Guts ever. So mainly, it's a character which I would find that I would look good. Like I really want to cosplay like after Trevor, I'd really like to cosplay as either Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon 3 or Dante from Devil May Cry 5. Like just specifically the Devil May Cry 5 version. Like just these two characters just kind of like resonate with me. I feel like the way they resonate or how much cool or relatable I find them is kind of like something that drives me. So yeah, like it's kind of like more like me wanting to see how cool it would look to just cosplay as them, and that's it. I guess that's just it's all about cool, looking cool.
All right, next question. Having been part of the Pakistani cosplay community yourself, how and what can people do to support cosplayers like yourself, especially be it online or be it in conventions?
Well, I don't know how people can support me. Like, just speaking for myself, I just do it as a hobby. It's kind of like Saitama doing it for fun. You don't see him like saying, going out and saying like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this just for money and shit. He doesn't even get paid for doing this crap. He just, just does it for fun and for the passion of it. So I'm not sure. I guess at most I could say that uh, just for me, just taking pictures with me and appreciating my work is it's more than enough for me. And I guess was like if there were just more cons to cosplay at, I guess that would be nice. Besides that, I don't. I have been here for a while, but I haven't been interacting with the community outside of just just some few friends and stuff. So I can't really say much about this like as something I would say something that would actually affect the general community or think that people would say that hey, that's actually kind of like nice and informative. I think if we do that, it will actually just change the cosplay market or anything. No, I don't think I have anything worth of value to add to that besides just just appreciating and you know thinking just appreciating their work would be more than enough in my regard at least.
Okay, awesome. Now the next question of your Trevor Belmont cosplay was absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely loved it when I saw it on stage, and it was well received by everyone as well in the convention. Do you see that as your top cosplay so far, or is there something in the works that you think can top that current cosplay?
Well, obviously, like Trevor is kind of like the star, honestly to speak. Or maybe it could be the end. I don't know. Trevor was kind of like the first cosplay where I wanted to just go actual serious, where I seriously wanted to improve on something. Trevor was kind of like the start of a cosplay career, cosplay hobby. But it might also be the end, depending on how I think I'm gonna go after this. Like there are definitely a bunch of cosplays I wish to try in the future. A bunch of projects. I even have a project in the works, but it's technically not for me. It's for a friend. I'm making a cosplay for them. But outside of that, I do have plans for other projects. Some dream cosplays, but it's kind of like a few of those dream cosplays kind of require a lot of certain materials and expertise. So those will be like kind of taking a while until I actually reach that level to perfect them. Beyond that, I think Trevor is just a start, and there's more to come, hopefully, in the future.
All right, and last question. What is something you wish people understood more about cosplay and the culture around it, especially in Pakistan?
Um, well, I think the, I think the most obvious thing is that most people don't understand why people cosplay at all. Like, obviously, people don't understand the point behind it. And it is kind of like a difficult thing to explain. Like, obviously, I don't get any support besides from my cosplay community, like from my anime fans on this hobby. So it's kind of difficult to say. Like, people would, I guess, it'd be difficult to people to understand why we do it and why people tend to actually want to dress up as these characters. So I think in a sense people kind of get the wrong impression that they kind of like I guess watching these shows might have corrupted their brains or some stuff. It's in a way Daisy Parents kind of thing like that, like someone going too much over something. I think that's kind of like brings the impression to some people. Beyond that, I do believe that like it's kind of like another type of culture, kind of like pop culture, where people just try to show the love for them and try to just showcase them. It's kind of like a way of communicating love for something you hold dear. I think that's just it, and people just need to understand that it's nothing different from any other type of culture and hobby people find. It's kind of like like when you try to make a cosplay. It's kind of like trying to grow a tree. It takes time, patience, and effort. And in the end, it looks nice. It just feels nice. It's kind of like it's just there. It's nice to do it, and it's kind of like humans in that nature to create something that they feel proud of and are happy about. So I hope people kind of find this as not that much of alien of a hobby or of actions. It's more like anything else which people are kind of like you know part of art, something that makes people's souls more happy, people more happy. I hope this you just realize that more.
That's great. And that is it from my side. Thank you so much, Lucy, for being part with us. and I hope to have you in our show again sometime soon.
Thanks for joining me on this interview. It was nice talking to you guys. Allah Hafiz.
And that is it from our side for this interview. We'll have another interview possibly next week with the first place winner. Be sure to be on the lookout for that. It's probably going to be same time next week. Until then, this has been Amar Khan from the Sabeen Foundation. Thank you for tuning into Geek Dhaba, and I'll see you guys next time.